Dear students, let us continue. There left another two topics. One is narcotic analgesics and antagonists. The other one is anti-inflammatory agents. There is a clear distinction between narcotic and non-narcotic analgesics. Analgesics are the drugs which are employed to relieve the pain sensation. In earlier days, in ancient times, there used to be a practice of eating morphine containing leaves, and the people observed their analgesic activity and the practice continued. And in Greece, a pharmacist started isolating the active component of that leaves, and it was found to be morphine. So, morphine was employed as chief analgesic, but it showed many side effects, like it is causing CNS depression, and it is producing a physical dependence without which a person cannot stay calm. Okay, and it is being abused. Then what bothered the community? Community has bothered about the side effects that morphine is showing in persons, and they wanted to have the analgesic activity of morphine but not the side effects. Then they started exploring the chemical structure of morphine. After the morphine structure is deciphered, they tried modifying its chemical structure so that they can retain the pharmacological activity, that is pain relief, and they wanted to reduce the side effects, that is CNS depression, respiratory depression, and dependence, and etc. Fine. So let us see the classification first. Narcotic analgesics. First one is morphine analogs. Examples are morphine sulfate and codeine. Second one is 4-phenyl piperidine analogs. You know the structure of piperidine. Examples are meperidine hydrochloride, anyleridine hydrochloride. Hydrochloride is the salt form. Diphenoxylate hydrochloride, loperamide hydrochloride, fentanyl citrate. Fentanyl is the citrate salt form. Citrate is the salt form for the fentanyl. Then third one is phenyl propylamine analogs. Example, methadone hydrochloride, propoxyphene hydrochloride. Fourth one, morphine analogs. Example, pentazocine. Fifth one, morphinon analogs, levorphenol. You have to remember the structure of morphine and morphine and morphinon. So opioid analgesics are basically of two types. One is morphine type, other one is benzisoquinoline type. Benzisoquinoline type of morphine derivative, opiate derivatives are example. Example is papaverine, that is used for spasmodic, antispasmodic effect, that is inflammation of muscles. Then if we see narcotic antagonists, there are three narcotic antagonists. One is a pure antagonist, the other two are partial agonists. Pure antagonist is naloxone hydrochloride, and partial agonists are nalorphine hydrochloride and levolorphan tartarate. As a first step, we need to learn the structure activity relationships of morphine analogs. So morphine is an alkaloid. Morphine is an alkaloid that is isolated from the juice of unripe seed capsule of the poppy plant, and the biological name of the poppy plant is Papaver somniferum. So it is having other alkaloids along with it. What are they? Codeine and noscapine. And papaverine is the therapeutically most important because it is having antispasmodic effect. Then opium alkaloids are divided into two main types, as I told earlier. One is phenanthrene type. Morphine is a phenanthrene ring type. You know the structure of phenanthrene, having 3 phenyl rings fused in this manner. And the second one is benzyl isoquinoline type. You know isoquinoline is benzene fused to a pyridine, that is isoquinoline, and this is the benzyl. Earlier classes I told you the difference between phenyl substituent and benzyl substituent, right? So it is a benzyl isoquinoline type. Papaverine is the example. And the morphine group acts on CNS and depresses the CNS. It is also have few stimulant effects on CNS. Okay, papaverine group has antispasmodic action on the smooth muscles. I told you earlier. Though morphine is a potent analgesic, the side effects like respiratory depression, addiction, sedation associated with morphine initiated the attempts for modification of this structure. As I told you, to reduce the side effects and retain the therapeutic effect, they started exploring the chemical structure of morphine. So morphine is a complex pentacyclic skeleton. This complex structure is responsible for a number of adverse effects associated with the morphine. By applying molecular dissection concept, that means we will try to dissect this pentacyclic skeleton gradually and check if any of the side effects are reduced, and we will the scientists carried out the process till they achieved synthetic analgesic agents without the effects on central nervous system. And we will identify pharmacodynamic part of the chemical structure and we will retain it, and the unnecessary chemical moieties will be removed. Let us see the structure of morphine. As it was mentioned earlier, it is a complex pentacyclic system. This is one cycle, this is second, third, fourth, and this one, fifth. So total 5. If you see, it is a phenol, and this phenanthrene ring system is having phenol here and hydroxyl group here, and this is an ether bridging carbon 4 and carbon 5, and there is another 6-membered ring from carbon 13 like this. Here it is nitrogen. Okay, this is a piperidine ring with ormethyl substitute. Fine, let's know the numbering. It is starting from here 1, 2, 3. Third position is having phenolic hydroxyl group. This is phenolic hydroxyl group. 4, then 5. We will skip ether bridge. 6. Sixth position is having another hydroxyl group. 7th, 8th. 7th, 8th carbon is having a double bond. It is very important. Then 9th, 10th, we resume from here. 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and there comes a nitrogen. So let us see different parts of morphine ring. So this nitrogen is tertiary because it is further attached to 3 more carbons. Tertiary nitrogen atom. Modifications on tertiary nitrogen atoms, how they acted, how they showed the results, we need to see further. And this is alicyclic unsaturated linkage. Which one? This double bond. This is alicycle and this is the unsaturated linkage. That is double bond is unsaturation. Then alcoholic hydroxyl group is this. OH is the hydroxyl group, H is replaced with R. That means R means, and we can put any of the alkyl groups and we will see the modifications. Then this is the phenolic hydroxyl group, and you should know that this is the ether bridge. Okay, COC. Okay, phenolic hydroxyl group. So you have to remember the names of the parts present inside the morphine structure in order to learn the structure activity relationships of morphine and its analogs. Okay, let me tell you one point. Opiates. Opiates is the term used for the morphine and morphine-like compounds, and opioids is the term used for the synthetic drugs that resemble the pharmacological action of morphine but not the structural similarities. Okay. Now there were series of attempts made in ancient times to modify the structure of morphine. So early changes were like that. First they wanted to esterify these phenolic groups and change these phenolic groups alone. Only phenolic groups, that OH groups are there now. Those hydroxyl group in 6th position and hydroxyl group, phenolic hydroxyl at 3rd position are tried to modify. So what they did etherification, they added ether, phenol, okay. Then they tried some other methods. They also induced halogens, but although they produced more effective compounds than morphine, but they are also competing with morphine in side effects also. So they looked further and carried out, a group of scientists called Small, Eddy and co-workers did in 1929. They tried modifying alicyclic ring, a phenyl ring and tertiary nitrogen. So where are they? Tertiary nitrogen, phenyl ring, alicyclic ring. So this is the alicyclic ring, phenylic hydroxyl group and tertiary nitrogen. Right? These three were modified by Small, Eddy and their co-workers. So what they did? First alicyclic ring, they did alcoholic hydroxyl group at C6. If methylated or esterified or oxidized, removed or replaced by halogen, activity of that derivative will be increased, as well as toxicity is also increased. So it is better to keep that alcoholic group as such instead of substituting it or modifying it. Then saturation of double bond at C8 and C7 positions, between C7 and C8 position, if it is saturated, you will get a more potent compound than morphine. For example, dihydromorphine and dihydrocodeine. Okay. Then if OH group is added at 14th position, dihydroform, it will give even more potent compound. And if we bridge carbon 6 and 14 through ethylene linkage, it will give atropine, that is 200 times more potent than the morphine. Let us see the structure. So this alicyclic ring, this hydroxyl should not be modified, and if we saturate this double bond, if we remove double bond, more potent compound will be there, and C6 is this one and C14 is this. If it is linked, bridged with the ethylene bridge, it will produce atropine, that is 200 times more potent than the normal morphine. Then if we modify the phenyl ring, an aromatic phenyl ring is essential. That phenyl ring is very much essential for activity. Then that hydroxyl group attached to the phenyl ring is also important. If we remove that phenyl hydroxyl group, the activity will be reduced. And if anything is substituted on phenyl ring, that will diminish the activity. So in a nutshell, this phenyl ring is required as such, and there should not be any modifications on this phenyl ring. Okay, till now we have saw this alicyclic modifications and phenyl ring modifications. Now let us see this tertiary amine modification. So when R is methyl, N is attached to methyl. If that methyl is attached with, in place of methyl, if we attach N-pentyl, N-hexyl, it results in a opioid agonist. And if N-allyl or N-cycloalkyl methyl groups are attached in place of methyl group, they will produce antagonist. This point is very important. If you see narcotic antagonists, their side chain, the chemical structure will be similar to morphine, but the side chain will be replaced with this. In this place, they will have an allyl group. Okay, this will be the only modification, and they will change this place and this hydroxyl group. That's it. That is the only difference between morphine and narcotic antagonists. So this structure activity relationship is very important. This is the point to be remembered. So then these are the findings of those three co-workers, Small, Eddy and their co-workers. Fine. Let us see some other group of scientists headed by Grieve. In 1949, they have also carried out some modification of the morphine ring. So let us see what they found. So what they did in the cycle, they have removed this ether link. And they then resulted compounds called morphinones and benzomorphinone. If you remember the example, pentazocine is the morphine analog and levorphenol tartrate is the example for morphinon analog. You need to remember. So these works are carried out by Grieve in 1949. Okay, here is not important, but you have to remember the examples, and you should remember the structural modification, that there is no ether linkage in morphine. They have removed ether linkage. Now, so if we move further, this is the general structure of morphinon. And the numbering you have to remember: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So levo form of morphinon possesses analgesic activity, while dextro form is cough depressant. Okay. You know levo means minus, dextro means plus form, optical activity. These compounds are optically active. If it is a levo form, it is analgesic in nature. If it is a dextro form, it is cough suppressants. So here comes the play of stereochemistry while synthesizing the drugs. And the presence of hydroxyl group at position 3 and etherification of it enhances the action. Either this third position should be added with the hydroxyl group, or in place of hydrogen you can put an alkane, that will become ether or hydroxyl group, phenolic hydroxyl group will enhance the activity. Then N-ethyl derivatives lack activity, and N-allyl compound levorphenol is a potent antagonist. So I told you earlier that the side chain of antagonists, narcotic antagonists, will be changed to make it antagonistic in activity, then morphine. Okay. If hydroxylation at C14 gives, if hydroxylation is carried out at C14, carbon 14, it will give both agonist and antagonist properties. So we can't determine whether it is a agonist or antagonist if hydroxylation is made at C14. Where is C14? C14 is here. Okay, so that is better to avoid. Hydroxylating carbon 14 is to be avoided. So then comes another group of structures modified called benzomorphone. Benzomorphone's general structure is this. Numbering is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 7, 8. This one is 9. Then this ring is separately numbered 1 prime, 2 prime, 3 prime, 4 prime. Do remember, because there is a change in numbering. Okay. Then here 2 alkyl substituents that needs to be modified. So trimethyl compound is more active than dimethyl compound. When trimethyl compound, here CH3, here CH3, here CH3. If trimethyl is more active than dimethyl. Dimethyl means only one, if it is hydrogen, and if it is methyl, that is less active than if it is CH3, it is also CH3 and it is CH3. Okay, that is the meaning of the point. Then N-phenylethyl is more active than N-methyl compound. N-phenylethyl, if this nitrogen is having a substituent phenylethyl, CH2 phenyl. Okay, phenylethyl compound is CH2 CH2. CH2 phenyl is the more active than the N-methyl. That means instead of simple methyl group, this is more active. Then introduction of methyl group in 9th position. This position increases the activity, but hydroxyl group decreases. If you put methyl group here, increases. If you put hydroxyl group here in 9th position, that will decrease the activity. Pentazocine and cyclazocine are classic antagonists from benzomorphone series. So you have to know the example of benzomorphone, that is pentazocine, that is there in our syllabus. Then N-allyl or N-cyclopropyl methyl group confers antagonist activity. I have told you earlier that the difference between antagonist and agonist, morphine, the structure will be same, and this side chain is this one. This is allyl side chain. Okay, what he is saying, benzomorphone, if attached with allyl side chain, it will show antagonistic activity. Okay, examples are levorphenol, naloxone and naltrexone. If you see the three agents that I have showed you in narcotic antagonists, they are of same. The three structures will be similar and only minor changes will be there in substituents. Then comes the last group of scientists who did the structural modifications of morphine in their own style. Let us see them. Okay, so they synthesized meperidine series and methadone series. Meperidine series. Why pyridine? You can remember meperidine will have a piperidine ring. That is attached to a methyl group most of the time. So that is methyl piperidine ring. So N-methyl piperidine ring is the meperidine series basic structure. Okay, it will have R1 and R4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the numbering, and there is a phenyl group attached at fourth position. Let us see the structure activity relationship. The replacement of 4-phenyl group by hydrogen alkyl or aryl alkyl or heterocyclic group reduces the activity. So it is saying that this phenyl group should be there, otherwise the activity will be reduced. The presence of phenyl and ester group at position 4 of 1-methyl piperidine gives optimum activity. So if phenyl group or an in addition of phenyl group, if there is an ester group, that will also enhance activity. Okay. Then the replacement of N-methyl group by various aryl alkyl groups increases the analgesic activity. That means this R1 can be substituted with the other alkyl groups and aryl groups. Enlargement or contraction of piperidine ring resulted in more active analgesic agents. That means this ring, this is a piperidine ring. This piperidine ring enlargement means this is a 6-membered ring, making it a 7-8-membered ring will increase the activity. So you have an example for this. That is pentazocine. Pentazocine will have this ring. Okay. So enlargement or contraction. Contraction means reducing the number of carbons in the cycle. Will increase the activity. So examples are proheptazine and alpha-protein. You can remember that pentazocine also is a enlarged ring. Okay. Introduction of meta-hydroxy group. You know the meta position. In phenyl ring increases the activity. Replacement of ester moiety by a ketone increases the activity. Where is phenyl ring is this one. So where is the meta? This is ortho position, meta, para, again ortho, meta. So meta position, if you put hydroxyl group, it will be more active. Then when the phenyl and acyl group are separated from piperidine ring by a nitrogen atom, it gives a powerful analgesic. A phenyl group is this one and piperidine group is this if it is separated by nitrogen. If you introduce a nitrogen in between, that will be more useful in promoting the activity. So next comes the example for that point is fentanyl. Fentanyl citrate is there in our classification. Please refer back. Then methadone series. Methadone series. This is the methane atom having phenyl ring and ethyl side chain having diethyl amines linkage and a methyl group attached to it, and here propionyl group attached to this carbon. The center atom is a single carbon, so it can be methane. So methane's 4 hydrogens are replaced with one phenyl group, other phenyl group and propionyl group and this side chain. Fine. The LEVO isomers of methadone. The LEVO isomers of methadone is twice as effective as its racemates. So LEVO form is more effective. LEVO means minus form. More effective than its other counter isomers. Okay. Replacement of propionyl group by hydrogen. This propionyl group, if replaced with single hydrogen or hydroxy or acetyloxy, leads to decreased activity. So this should not be modified. Introduction of meta-hydroxy group in phenyl. This is the phenyl ring, right? This is also a phenyl ring. Meta, ortho, meta. If meta position is added with the hydroxy group, the phenyl ring decreases the analytic activity. Better leaving those phenyl rings also as such. Then replacement of heterocyclic rings like morpholine and piperidine for dimethylamino group gives a compound as potent as methadone with morphine-like properties. So instead of this nitrogen, if you put some heterocyclic ring, it will produce more potent agents. So example, racemoramide. Fine. So with this, we have completed the structure activity relationships of opioid analgesics. You have to remember it. Please revise it. Once you are thorough with the structure activity relationships, you will continue with the chemical structures of the examples we have in classification. So anyhow, I am continuing with the chemical structures of morphine sulfate. You know the structure of morphine. So morphine sulfate is the salt form. So morphine 1, 2, third position hydroxyl group, and 4, 5, 6th position again hydroxyl group, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is the numbering, you know already. If you are confused, refer back to the video, the previous timeline. Fine. So next, second one is codeine. Codeine is having the similar structure as that of morphine. The only change is here. I'm sorry, it is misplaced. The cursor is misplaced. It is having OCS3 group. Okay, it is having methoxy group instead of phenolic hydroxyl group. That is the only change you have in codeine. Then comes meperidine hydrochloride. Meperidine hydrochloride is a synthetic narcotic analgesic. If you observe, this is removed with other rings. Here the ether bridge is not there. This ring is cut down and this ring is cut down, but this 6-member ring is retained back. This is meperidine hydrochloride. Okay. Then aniline hydrochloride. See, if you observe, it is phenyl ring attached with an H2, that is aniline. So anil indicates there is an aniline and it is a piperidine ring. Remember that aniline and piperidine are bridged with an ethyl bridge, and the piperidine has a phenyl group and propionate side chain. Okay. And next we move on to diphenoxylate hydrochloride. Diphenoxylate hydrochloride. You have the structure here. It has 2 phenyls, so diphenyl oxalate 8 carbamate. Okay. Then you have a piperidine ring. Again, this moiety is bridged with ethyl bridge, and this piperidine again is having phenyl group. So here, if you observe, these both are same. Side chain with pyridine. If this moiety is same here, and again it is same here, and this phenyl is in the phenyl place. There is a methane group that is further attached with 2 phenyl groups and a nitrile group. So this is the difference between aniline and diphenoxylate hydrochloride. Then comes loperamide. Loperamide, most of you might have used. It's a over-the-counter. You take over-the-counter drug, loperamide, to control diarrhea. It is an anti-diarrheal agent. Fine. So loperamide. Here also you remember there is a piperidine ring, and phenyl chloride has one substituent and hydroxyl group has another substituent, and here also it is attached to this moiety with the help of ethylene bridge. And you have to remember this carbon is having 2 phenyl rings and CO and CS32. Fine. This is the structure of loperamide. Next we move on to fentanyl citrate. Let us see the structure and synthesis of fentanyl